Okay, hopefully we are live. Welcome everyone to this live stream of Ultimate Weather XP version 2.6 that's just been released. And the real point, I suppose, of this particular live stream is to check out how it performs in VR. Because if I had £1 for every time someone asked me what weather program I use, I'd have enough to buy a new Reverb G2. But no, seriously, I do get asked that quite a lot, and I think the real party piece of this particular add-on for X-Plane is the fact that it is VR compatible, or that's at least what hopefully it should be. Now this is a brand new release, or at least a huge upgrade from the original that works in Vulkan. Got some traffic somewhere. There's a little Cessna. No, it's a Baron. But we're going to fly in this beautiful business jet today, the Airbus Eclipse 550. I thought I'd use this because it's got a bit of power and we'll be able to get up into some of these clouds and just have a play around and see what they look like. And if anyone has any requests for any particular thing to do as such in terms of, you know, seeing what this weather program's like, just let me know. In fact, I'm going to get my desktop up now. Hopefully all this is working okay, because you know what live streams are like. They can be rather stressful sometimes. Oh, hello Colin, thanks for coming aboard. Hello Terry, looking forward to this. Oh, bless you, thank you very much. And hi all, hi to everybody. That's amazing. At least you can hear me. That's the first bit out of the way. Okay, cool. Now, if you're wondering what I'm using here, guys, this is Windows Mixed Reality's little window desktop feature. I often use this when I'm in the Reverb because it just works really well, and you can put it anywhere. I know it can be a bit sort of annoying, but it is quite useful for when you're live streaming. Right, tell you what then, we'll crack on and we'll get going. Only thing is I need to go back to X-Plane so I can use my mouse. So yeah, this is Ultimate Weather XP 2.6, and you can see here we're also using, actually this is important to note, we are using Active Sky XP as well for our live weather. The dogs are going crazy at the moment, I've no idea why. The joys of live streaming. So we're at Cardiff, it's live weather, and this is what we're looking at the moment. What we'll do we'll just start the aircraft up first. So close the doors. I'm guessing you're all on board now. This thing's really easy to start. In fact, I'm going to use the mouse.
Cardiff Information X-ray.
And we've got our ATIS as well.
1200 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4800 scattered. Temperature 14.
Fantastic.
Dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
2992.
Arriving runway 30. Departing runway 12. Advise 30. On initial contact you have X-ray.
We have X-ray. Fantastic. We'll just swap that over now for the time being, just so we don't get that in our AOL. And yeah, cool. I'll just go back to the chat again. So if there's anything you want me to try, guys, let me know.
Cardiff Information X-ray. 1200
oh, hang on a second.
Weather.
I thought I just cancelled you.
Calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4900
oh, I know why. That's because
scattered.
they're both set there.
Temperature 14. Dew point -15.
There we go. So let's get this bird started up before we take too long here. So I thought maybe we could do a bit of a cross-country trip. Maybe go to Edinburgh and get right up high. And we'll try a bit of live weather first from Active Sky. Then I might set a custom weather region to see what sort of different conditions are like. Now, something that I really do love about this program straight away is that the actual menu system works in VR, as I'll just show you here. Look at this, guys. I can actually use this in VR. I really like that. That's brilliant. And not only that, all of these like presets, you've got like 24 different cloud texture sets, 12 different sky textures, and all of this stuff here, which we'll have a play with. Most of this stuff, I believe, works in real time as well, so I can change things. Now, I've noticed that if you change the cloud textures, they won't actually change unless you change the sky textures. Then they seem to change, but maybe that's just something that needs sorting out. Now I've looked on the forums, particularly on Facebook, and a lot of people are getting a number of issues with this. It is a brand new release, so expect a few bugs. But for me personally, I'm currently getting about 40 to 45 frames per second sat on the ground here at the moment inside the Reverb with Ultimate Weather. Now, of course, you know, I mean, we've got a bit of a cloud cover, but it's not really sort of overcast, but we can mess around with that as we go. Right, I'll just go back to the chat. Hey John, hello Brian. What did I use before? Basically, I've used Ultimate Weather XP for about a year and a half now, or maybe even longer than that. Whenever it came out, really, I jumped on the bandwagon because there's not many weather enhancers out there that are VR compatible. SkyMax Pro stated in their feature set that it's VR compatible. It actually isn't. It doesn't work properly. There's a little bit of left and right eye issue. But I have done a bit of a quick test flight this morning, and so far anyway, everything looks perfectly fine in VR. So yeah, be interesting to see if you can get rain effects on the windshield. Oh, well actually Neil, yeah, that'll be, do you think about the lib rain effects? Because they aren't actually compatible with Vulkan at the moment anyway, but this has its own little rain effect anyway. But you just reminded me, a few people in the on the Facebook group, in the Ultimate Weather XP group, have said that they haven't been able to get any rain from the clouds. So that is something I'd like to test out. Oh, hang on, I think my chocks. No, we just need a bit more power to get going. Right, I'll start making my way to the runway here. Well, do you know one thing I haven't done? I haven't connected. I haven't connected my pedals. So sorry guys, I won't be a second. Sorry folks, sorry if I've just made you feel sick by moving the headset everywhere. I didn't have my pedals connected, so that's why we wasn't going anywhere. Never mind, we're all set to go now, so let's find a runway. Wow, loads of people in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me, I really appreciate it. Can I show you the night lighting at some point? Yeah, sure Terry, will do. Hi Sebastian. Hey, good morning people. Tazzy just hit 170k people in city skylines. David, I'm confused on how to update Ultimate XP. Yeah, I was a bit confused by that, to be honest, David. It's not the most intuitive or easy way to do it. I think you have to go to their own website. In fact, what I'll do, I'll link that in the description below once I finish the live stream. And basically you'll either be eligible for a free upgrade, or for existing users, if you've been using it for, you know, a fair amount of time like I have, it's $10, which, to be honest, actually I think that's fair. That is fair, considering the amount of work that's been put into this particular upgrade. There's only so much you can expect developers to keep providing free updates. It's very time consuming. I've no idea which runway to go for, so I'm just going to go down here, I think, and we'll taxi this way. So yeah, welcome to Cardiff, guys. This is live weather. We're using Active Sky. Hey Andy, I really enjoy your content. Is it? Am I calling it? Is it Ultimate or Ultra Weather? Maybe it's Ultra Weather XP. Yeah, you're quite right, Andy. Sorry. Yeah, it's Ultra Weather XP. I'll try and remember to say that. I might have been saying it wrong. Yeah, no worries. I think I've got it in the title wrong as well, haven't I? Thanks for that, Andy. I'll sort that out at some point. But yeah, great fun. This is a great way, really, of just sharing this with everyone, and just if anyone's got any ideas. One thing I'd like to try as well, and that's go through a cloud layer. Because there's a very interesting option in this setting screen that says, what does it say? Simulate volumetric clouds. Now I know they're not fully volumetric, but I think there's some sort of process behind it that kind of simulates it. So I'll be very interested to see what that is like. But in terms of performance, guys, I'm not getting any issues at all. Just to say, by the way, I'm in Vulkan Beta 9 still. I haven't upgraded yet to Beta 10. Got all these windows here, my goodness me. Right, okay, so got landing lights on. Ignore my flying skills. This really isn't so much about my flying skills today as it is about the weather program. That's what I'm more interested in. But what we'll do is, before we take off, I'll just set a destination in just so we can have a bit of a plan. In fact, tell you what, we'll just do a quick directive. We'll just go to Edinburgh. There we go. Simple as that, that will do. I'll go back to the chat screen. Title says Ultimate, yeah. I probably that's probably my fault, so don't worry about that. I thought it was Ultimate Weather XP. I guess I'm wrong. Either way, it's the 2.6 version of this program that we're trying today. Right, we'll crack on then. Haven't woken up my trim wheel. There we go. That's it. Be careful with those throttles. So let's just get skyward first, and then we'll have a mess around with the settings and see how it feels. And I'm going to be completely honest here, guys. I'm not going to, you know, rose tint this or anything. I'll tell you what I think. Now, we're not going to be expecting, you know, sort of Microsoft Flight Simulator type clouds, you know, so don't expect anything too incredible. But the important thing here is it's sort of like an evolutionary step. Now that Vulkan is released, not in the public sense, but it's in beta, and we all want to fly in Vulkan now. Really, I don't really know of anyone who still wants to fly in 11.4.1. I mean, it's a great stable platform, but I think since Beta 9 for me, I've completely crossed over now. So things like Ultimate Weather or Ultra Weather, whatever you call it, is very useful to me. Now, looking at that there, it doesn't look the most spectacular clouds I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. They're very soft looking clouds, and there's a bit of a flashing going on as well, so I don't know what that's all about. I like how the water textures have been replaced as well, because I can't stand the tile effect with the default water in X-Plane. Right, okay, what we'll do is we'll do with a flight level change here. Just get this set up a minute. Should we climb quite high up, guys? Should we go to sort of like maybe like 15,000 feet or something? Once I get this sorted, guys, I'll be back on the chat. Go up to 15,000 feet. FLC mode, we'll go climb at about 170 odd, 176 knots. That's fine. And off we go, and my controller's doing a little jazzy thing there. Okay. Right, back to the chat. Here we go. Right, I'm here now, guys, and my controller's being a bit weird, but I'm getting a new Windows Mixed Reality controller, guys. By the way, it's on order, and I should get it soon. I haven't set my CDI. Hang on a second. Here we go. That's it. Right, now we're on course. Same FPS. There's no difference for me. Haven't had any crashes in Beta 10. That's good to know. I nearly did update before the live stream, but I know that's probably a foolish thing to do, so I decided not to in the end. Right, so anyway, let's have a look at this screen here, if I can get it. The trouble when you've got so many windows, I'll put that over there. So this feels like a more simplified version of the screens, the settings screen from, you're quite right guys, Ultra Weather XP. I'll change that in the title. In fact, I probably can change it now. Yeah, it is. It's Ultra Weather XP. Thanks, guys. I don't know if I can change that now. Can I? No, I'll leave it. But it's all there really. The only thing I haven't noticed, I can't see anything for cloud shadows, which is a shame. But let's have a quick look outside. So this particular cloud set is quite soft looking, isn't it? So I hopefully won't crash this in by messing around too much with this, making sure we're on course, which we're not at the moment. No, we're not on course at the moment. Hang on guys, let me just quickly sort this out. What am I doing? That's the trouble when you're trying to do too many things at once and fly an aircraft. It doesn't always go to plan. Right, here we go. Let's change the sky texture. So at the moment we're on sky texture set 4. Let's change it to, I don't know, 10. Be a bit of a stutter. Unfortunately, that's one thing that you have to deal with. And let's see if that's changed. This aircraft is not behaving itself at the moment. Perhaps the autopilot's on. There we go. Right, let's try that again. I'm looking at the sky right now, and I'm just going to change it. There is a bit of a stutter, but just a bit of a pause as you change cloud set. So we'll go to Sky Texture 7. Oh, that's a bit of a stutter. Didn't really notice anything there, to be honest. Looks still the same to me. If I can change cloud textures here. I might need to reload it actually, but I thought last time I tried this morning, some of these settings were sort of real time and the cloud textures did change. What are volumetric clouds? Well, Caesar, I guess they're sort of like very they're not actual 3D sprites or billboard clouds. They move with the prevailing wind and change, and they're very naturally formed, often by using shader technology, and it means you can fly through them really well, and it's far more realistic. And if you look at some of the Microsoft Flight Sim sort of trailers and things, you will see that the clouds there are volumetric. IL2, for instance, which is a combat flight sim, that has volumetric clouds in VR, and they are incredible. Right, well typically we haven't got many clouds here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the weather so we can check out all of these different types of cloud sets. Right, so this is active sky here. Hopefully you can see this on the screen. I've got this running at the moment, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a custom weather area, if it lets me. Add custom weather area, and we'll go for sort of scattered cloud. Visibility 50 miles. We'll have a bit of scattered precipitation as well, because I really want to see if the rain is working properly, because I've heard a few reports that that's a bit of a bug. Go for moderate rain, if I can click it. I've got 2 mouse pointers here at the moment for some reason. We'll add another cloud layer. We'll add cumulus broken 3,000 feet base. That will do nicely, thank you. So we'll click next. I love Active Sky, how you can do this, it's brilliant. I think, to be honest, Active Sky XP and Ultra Weather XP in combination together is pretty damn good actually. Right, hopefully in a minute we'll get... Oh, hang on, we've got a stutter there. Here we go guys. This is what we want to see, isn't it? This is better. Right, let's have a quick look outside and have a look here. Let's move back to the chat window. So guys, what do you think of that? Ignore the chat window in the way of it there. I mean, really, the thing is, in VR, it will always look that bit better than what you can see on the 2D screen. So for you guys, you might not be that impressed. I mean, to be honest, they look pretty good, but I can see a fair bit of repetitious cloud sprites. And I know that might be a limitation of X-Plane, but there are a number of cloud textures you can see here that look very similar. But I think the overall effect is good enough, if that makes sense. It's certainly not blowing me away or anything like that, but it is it's the only real weather enhanced program that works in VR and works really well. And just like in the real world, in the, you know, when you look outside, sometimes you'll look and see the clouds look a bit odd, even in real life. So there's so much variety that you could try. But let me know, guys, what you think. Okay, as the user guide said, you should refresh sky colours using the option in X-Plane developer menu. Okay. So I guess they're not going to be able to refresh unless I, not from this screen here. Okay, fair enough. You should refresh the sky colours. What could just mess up their driver yesterday so everything is stuttering? Yeah, I'm using the reverb actually today. Tazzy, I'm furious at the minute. A tsunami just hit the city. I spent 3 friggin' days on. Well, mate, honestly, my heart goes out to you. I hope you're okay and safe. That's all that matters there, really. But yeah, that's not good at all. Whereabouts are you from? Yeah, performance is great. I think really for me, performance is really important in VR. That's the first thing you need, really, and this has got no impact on performance at all. And that over there actually looks quite good. I quite like that. That's quite a convincing scene. One thing I do really like about this program actually is the visibility is very realistic now. It feels like it kind of the haze layer and how it looks very, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that looks pretty spot on. And the colours as well, you can tell that the sky colours just look more natural to me. Now I'll be using this ultra weather now for pretty much all of my X-Plane videos, so this is just my very first impressions, guys, and I'm just going to be messing around with it and stuff, but I'm sure it will get better over time. But over there, that actually is really nice. The clouds are quite nicely defined. The edges look good. I can see a couple of repetitious tiles, but nothing too bad. Just take a quick look at my speed. Right, this has got auto throttle on, so we'll use that. Just gives us one less thing to think about. That's looking really nice, actually. Now what I'm thinking, guys, maybe we should fly through those clouds. What do you think? Because I'm very intrigued to see what that would feel like in VR. So I might just at some point, maybe get a bit further down the road, have a look to see how they behave as they go past. But we've got dynamic sky colouring, dynamic atmosphere. If I just unclick some of these things, You see, that's made a difference straight away. Dynamic atmosphere. So if you look out there, guys, and I'll just switch this back on again. My autopilot's just gone off for whatever reason. Can you see there's a slight difference there? I think the sky colours just blend better with dynamic atmosphere turned on. That's interesting. So that a lot of these things, some of these features do work, pardon the pun, on the fly. I'm sure my autopilot just switched off then, but no, it's working fine, so that's good. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I think that looks nice. What do you think, guys? Let me know your comments. Australian but live in India. Cyclone hit, one of the worst in history, so I've got no internet. I haven't... Oh, that is awful. My heart goes out to you, Tazzy, it really does. I hope, as I say, just stay safe, that's all that matters at the moment. Hey John, how are the cloud shadows in VR? Well, to be honest, John, I don't really know. As I say, it's my first proper flight, and there isn't any option, unless I'm not seeing it, which is entirely possible, for cloud shadows. Dynamic waterways, dynamic lights, haze, high altitude clouds, cloud terrain blend. I can't see an option for cloud shadows. I really did like that from the 2.5. And looking out there now, I can't really see any cloud shadows, to be honest. Oh, hang on, yeah, actually, there are some cloud shadows. I can see them. They're very subtle. And at this particular altitude, we are quite high up. I don't see any flickering. Now, whether that's just, you know, because sometimes they do flicker, sometimes they don't. Depends how they misbehave. But at the moment, that's looking really nice. That depicts what the weather is like at the moment in the UK. Even though this is more of a kind of custom layer. I can see a bit of a cloud popping in the distance, but as you can see there as I zoom in and out. But it depends how that kind of thing bothers you. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be honest. Yeah, looking alright so far, I think. Just have a swig of coffee, guys. Have a look outside. See, some of these clouds are actually really nicely defined. I mean, really, you know, it all boils down to if you think it's worth it. If you are a previous user of Ultra Weather XP, I must remember to say Ultra, not Ultimate, and it's only going to cost you $10 to upgrade, this is a far better solution than the default clouds. You can see them popping in there, look. By a long way. I mean, you know, it's not going to set you alight. It's not going to make you fall off your chair with, you know, amazement, like, wow, these are the best clouds you've ever seen in your life. But they are workable, they perform well, and crucially they work in VR. And to be honest, with the different options you have, and the fact that they are actually God, hang on a minute, let's get this out of the way again. You have this screen here, I really like that. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the weather yet again to see what we get. And what I'll do is I'll go to Active Sky once again. And what we'll do is maybe set historical weather. Does anyone know of a decent kind of weather system or decent day to set historical weather in the UK for? If you do, let me know. But for now, I'm just going to change it to a random day. Let's go for April the 15th on a Wednesday. at yeah, 15:47. And let's see the weather change. That's looking quite thick at the moment there. Almost quite menacing, in fact. But in a moment, that weather will hopefully change. Oh, hang on, it's changed. It's getting a bit dark, actually. I'm going to adjust the time of day. There we go. In fact, actually, I think someone said about wanting to know what it looks like at night, so we'll do that now. We'll turn down the lights and see what it looks like. Oh, wow. Oh, now that is nice, guys. Look at that sunset. That sun is hugely improved over the previous version of Ultra Weather XP. That is a beautiful scene. Let's just go outside and have a look at that. That's gorgeous. And now we're full on night time. The trouble is we're over the Yorkshire Moor, so that's not going to be very helpful. So what we'll do is we'll try night time again later on when we get over a city. Because that's the thing with Ultra Weather XP is it's kind of a solution for not just clouds but for your water and for your lights, dynamic lighting and atmospheric effects, which I really like. It does more than just cloud textures, and I think with Active Sky, I think it's a really nice combination, the best combination that we have right now. Okay guys, that is the cloud shadows there. Can you see that? That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Wow, very nice. So we do have cloud shadows, and I can confirm at this point anyway, where I am at the moment, they don't flicker, but they do move with my head. As I move around, I can see that the cloud shadows are on the ground are moving. That looks familiar. Is that lake there? Are we in the Lake District? I'm not quite sure. No, not quite yet. It's gone very dark in the cabin. I don't know why. Not quite sure what's going on here. Sorry guys. Hopefully it's not too dark for you. And we'll just check the chat again. Hypoxia dive, yeah, to be fair, I haven't actually set up my oxygen. Hopefully it's automated. Oh god, am I really? Oh dear, okay, I'll tell you what, maybe we'll all go lower anyway now, actually, before we... That's what's going on, isn't it? Yeah, thanks guys. Oh god, we need to get down pretty quick. In fact, you know what? Oh, that's hilarious. That's never happened to me before in X-Plane. That's so funny. You all shout at me going, Steve, you're getting hypoxia. And I'm just, you know, quite happily looking at the sunset. We've got to make an emergency descent. I could have put my oxygen on, to be fair, but no, it's alright. We'll go down anyway. I thought things were getting a bit dark. That's hilarious. Right, I think I'm coming to my senses again, guys. I'm starting to feel a bit normal again now. You'd be pleased to know. There we go. Oh god, that was close. Right, we'll put the autopilot back on and we'll just altitude hold here. This will do. So anything you want me to try, guys, please let me know. It's kind of like, as I say, I wasn't expecting to be completely wowed over by this update, but at the same time I think it is a worthy successor to 2.5, and the fact that you can use it in VR, it looks pretty good. There is absolutely tons of different cloud textures to use as well. I think it's I like it. I like it. It's alright guys, we're safe. Don't worry. Been telling you like 10 minutes. I do apologise. Sorry guys. It was getting very dark. What's the app you're using in VR? Sorry again, totally unrelated to. No, that's fine. Ask me anything. Pretty much anyway, and I'll answer it. This is the Windows Mixed Reality software. So it won't work if you've got a Rift S, because it's basically, it's the software. Basically you press this button here, you get a little desktop view, and I can take that away and bring it back. So if I just get rid of that for a moment, and you've all disappeared, I press the Windows button, click desktop, and it comes back. I actually love that feature. Now you can do something similar with the Oculus software, but it's just a bit clunky. So would you believe Windows Mixed Reality has won over Oculus software on that particular feature? It's not all bad guys, honestly. And as I use the Rift S and the Reverb regular, I often find it's a bit of a dead heat with software is concerned. I don't find it's as bad as what people say it is, to be honest. But yeah. Simon, hi Simon. Are you on beta 10? No, beta 9 at the moment. Gee. Play with your own life by all means, but you've got 38 passengers here. Yeah, totally right. I feel a bit of a sense of responsibility, guys, so I do apologise for my naff flying this evening. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. Right, I think it's time to try, maybe, should we try an overcast layer? Because that would be really interesting to see what that's like, and then maybe we can dive into it and see what the effects will be. Does that sound good? So what we'll do is, in case you're wondering, this is how you use Active Sky. If you want to create a custom layer, basically right click, add new custom weather area, next, and you can change all manner of things, but all I'm interested in really is the clouds for this particular. Actually, let's up the visibility a bit, because I want to see what these scattered and overcast clouds look like from far away. So I'm just going to up that to say 26 statue miles, and we're going to go for a full-on overcast layer below us to see what that looks like. If it'll even let me do that, hang on. There we go, overcast. Base altitude 3,000 feet. Maybe. There we go. Click OK. Let's see what that does. This is going to be really interesting now, actually, because a lot of people are very particular about their overcast looking clouds. Here it goes. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's trying. Well, that's not overcast, is it? It looks nice, but it's certainly not overcast, so I don't know what's going on there. No, that's definitely not overcast. What I'll do is, actually, I'll get rid of Active Sky, just in case it's that's causing it. And that will clear the weather completely. Now we're a bit of a stutter, guys, sorry, and then we're back into the menu here, and let's have just a mess around here and get an overcast layer in X-Plane itself. I'll have it below it so we can kind of descend into it. Yeah, that will do nicely, I think. Visibility 25 miles. Let's see what that will look like. Oh, hang on, I'm going to do that again. I hate you when Explain does that. You set a weather layer and then it doesn't register it and you can't change it. Let's try that again. Yep, happy with that. Apply changes. Oh, okay. It's a similar sort of affair here. So unless there's something going on with my settings that's causing it, but that's not an overcast layer. As I say, it looks nice, but it doesn't do what it's supposed to there, to be honest. Now I am using 3J FPS. That could be doing something, so let me just disable that, actually. Find it. Sorry guys, I'll be there in a minute. Ah, hang on a minute. There we go. Okay, I've just disabled 3J FPS and that looks much better, but we're still getting that kind of hole in the middle where the aircraft is. But that looks a lot better though. So that's it. Anyone struggling to get a decent overcast layer, it's 3J FPS, which is minimising your LOD factor and just keeping things, you know, basically limiting your cloud textures. Terry, Stevie will love Beta 10 for VR. Massive improvement, really, Terry. Thank you. Well, what I'm going to do after this stream, I'm going to check it out, and I might even do another live stream tomorrow if you're up for it, and see what it's like. Have a nice flight, Steve. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I will certainly be showing the PC6. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to show that on the channel. Very excited about that. That will be my next video for sure. For what it looks like at the moment, you've literally changed the game without a doubt. So I cannot wait to try that out. Thank you so much. Windows Mixed Reality, I wouldn't have guessed. Thanks, Steve. I'll give it a go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a really useful software. Yeah, so just to say, guys, that Thrander, or Thrander, however you want to pronounce it, they are probably one of the most sort of innovative developers for X-Plane when it comes to aircraft. And I am very excited to bring to you their brand new PC6 tail dragger. That's going to be showcased on the channel this weekend. I'm really looking forward to trying it out. Right, I tell you what guys, now that we're in the overcast layer, this is looking pretty good. This is looking alright. Let's have a look out here. That's actually really nice. Not complete overcast, but right, I tell you what, this would be the perfect opportunity to descend into the clouds. So I'm just getting myself positioned here. So autopilot coming off. And what we're going to do is we're going to descend straight into this layer to see what it feels like in VR. Now, you know, there's one thing sort of emulating a volumetric type cloud texture on a 2D screen. You can kind of get away with it a little bit. But with in VR, you can move your head in all sorts of weird and wonderful angles to really show it all, you know, warts and all, basically. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to descend into this layer and see what we get. The Cavendish should be okay. I'll tell you what, I've been doing such random missions in Air Hauler recently. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love that software. Do you know, it's getting to the point where every time I fly, I feel like I should be flying for my company so I can earn some money. But yeah, there'll be plenty more of that to come as well. I've actually just bought a TBM, so I'm very excited about doing the rating for that. and to be carrying something a bit more substantial than just stinky cabbages or sheep. So yeah. Good evening. Based on your reviews, I ordered the HP Reverb. Hope to get it next week. I know the G2 is coming, but I couldn't wait. Congratulations. No, seriously, the original Reverb is a fantastic headset, and you know, if you're in the market for a high resolution VR headset for flight simming, I really can't think of anything better, to be honest. So yeah, you'll love it, absolutely love it. Right, so here we are. We're kind of sort of descending into the clouds. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go over here a minute. I just want to like have a play with them a little bit and see if we can actually go through them. That's a bit of a weird looking texture right there. Okay, what I'm seeing so far, guys, is that the clouds are disappearing before they get to the nose of the aircraft. So I guess that is their solution for simulating volumetric clouds, which it's a bit naff, if I'm honest. I mean, it's okay, but it's not what I was kind of hoping for, to be honest. But the question is it better than those horrible cloud sprites that kind of like move like curtains, you know, past your aircraft? Would I rather have that, or would I rather have this effect? I think I'd rather have this new effect from Ultra Weather, if I had to pick. It's the lesser of the two evils, to be honest. Now if I just take away, if I just take this simulate volumetric clouds, take that off, something happened there actually. It's all very hazy. But I don't really feel like I'm going through the cloud. I feel like the clouds are always at arm's length around the aircraft. I guess that's what it's going to be like. I suppose that's the trade-off that you have to make. But one thing, as I'm looking around, the clouds are kind of misty, and I can't really see any defined edges, which makes it almost feel a bit more realistic, I suppose. So that's kind of my impressions at this stage, really. I'll get back on course again. What do you reckon, guys? What do you think? I'll put that back on as well. Simulate volumetric clouds. I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't really tell much of a difference. All these things, whoa, are going to be subject to change. What is my aircraft doing now? We nearly stalled then. That would have been very bad. Okay. Autopilot on. Altitude hold. Nav mode. There we go. Oh, don't careful with those engines, because this aircraft will explode if you're not careful. Right, what we'll do is we'll try something else. Sorry about the little stutters, guys. That's what happens when you go into the menu sometimes. We'll go for broken cloud this time. Maybe, I don't know, maybe just go a little lower. Visibility, crank that up to 30 miles. Let's go for a bit of storminess. That's a good idea, actually. Let's go for a bit of storminess to see if there's any change in sound, because I know the changes in sound, like the thunder and rain sounds, are customized as well. And we'll go for a little bit later in the day, maybe. So, right, straight away, guys, we have rain. So that's great. That negates the my concern. There was a concern about rain and whether it was working or not in this version. Well, it works fine. I can just see it there, so that's great. Let's have a quick look outside again. That looks really good. That looks really nice. That's the best I've seen so far, by far, yeah. I like that. The clouds kind of have a nice soft edge to make them feel like they're holding water, like they're holding mass. But at the same time, they're not over-defined where they look a bit unrealistic. They're kind of like between two layers at the moment. That looks really good. I like that. Bit of towering storm there. apart from that weird issue there, that's actually really good. I'm very impressed with that. That's looking very convincing to me, anyway. Okay, right. Nav mode, back on course. We will get to Edinburgh eventually, guys. I do apologise. This is what you get with VR Airways. You nearly die of hypoxia and you get a bit of a roller coaster ride. But you do get there eventually, that's the main thing. Can you see landing lights on the clouds and strobe? Okay, I'll check that out. I will check that out. Feeling like you don't fly through clouds is basically FSX. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's kind of... We're not really, you know, until we get a developer that's able to crack that volumetric effect in VR without any real substantial performance degradation, we're kind of stuck with this. But to be honest, I think that looks really good. That's not bad at all. And there's all sorts of different settings, of course, as well. And I will try a different cloud texture again, but I'm not sure it actually works. Let's try a different sky texture. See, that's done something because we've now got a massive pause. But has the cloud textures changed? I don't think they have. I'm not sure. And you see, if I'm really being really picky here, I can see there that there's a repetitious tile there, there and there. And there, look. But again, that's most likely a limitation of the weather the way that the weather system works in X-Plane. Got some wind turbines down there in the sea. But if we just look straight out there, that looks pretty convincing. Right, have a quick gulp of coffee before it goes too cold. So when we get to Edinburgh, in fact I really need to crack on here. When we get to Edinburgh, what I'll do is I'll dim the lights so we can see the lighting effects. I think that'd be the best time to do it, to be honest. And we'll just descend a little bit so we can go through some of these clouds as well. Do a bit of housekeeping here to keep the aircraft on track. So yeah, as I say guys, I've got some really exciting... What are you doing? Oh no, second here. I've got some very exciting stuff happening on the channel soon. The next video will be a really good look at the Thrander Pilatus PC6, I think you call it. May have pronounced that wrong, but it looks just huge fun to fly and a real proper tail dragger bush flying aircraft that is seriously, you know, modelled to perfection with study level, you know, sort of custom designed physics, engine modelling. You can even change the panel set and everything, so I'm really looking forward to giving that a good go and flying the wings off it. In fact, you'll most likely see that on the channel a lot over the next couple of weeks at least. But I'll tell you what guys, this actually, you know what this reminds me of, and this is quite a high compliment, this reminds me of cloud art by Active Sky. This is what this feels like to me. It can be quite hit and miss, sometimes it can look a bit dodgy, but right now this is looking really, really nice. We've even got a bit of rain at the moment. Right, so we're going to go straight through this next layer of cloud now that we're a bit lower. Whoops. We're going to go straight through Let's see what happens. In fact, do you know what? Did you see that, guys? As the cloud texture was heading closer and closer to us, it got to a certain point and disappeared. That one's doing the same thing. Now, if I take this off, simulate volumetric clouds, is that still going to be the same? No. Or is it? Hang on. That's changed quite considerably now. We're actually inside the cloud. And then going back out of it again. Interesting. I'll have to play around with that to see which I prefer, but I'm not sure about that one at the moment. That might be more of a work in progress. Let's play around again with the sunset. Have a quick look at the chat again. Steve, change the sky colour, select your preset, and you need to force change sky colours. I'll read that again. Hang on a second. Too many windows everywhere. There we go. Change sky colours, select your preset. So I'll select 10. Like that, okay. And you need to force change sky colours. Yeah, that's what I did before. Is that how... Oh, hang on, let's see if this works. Not sure if that really worked or not. Try that again. Select C5 and 12. Got a bit of a stutter, but the clouds themselves look the same. Yeah, I wish there was a way of changing the cloud textures whilst in the sim. I could turn off this, but I think that would create quite a bad stutter. But what I'm going to do, guys, I'll make a more polished. This is just my first impressions live stream. That's what it is, really. But I'll make a sort of proper kind of review, and I'll try loads of different textures and make a more polished. Oh, that's Wasdale Head. That is. We're over the Lake District at the moment. I recognise that anywhere. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And with the clouds as well hanging over the mountains. In fact, actually the cloud cut-off looks like it's much improved as well. Before, it used to look a bit rubbish, to be honest, and it was just like you see a massive line, but that seems to be behaving itself. Because these clouds are going right down to the ground, and they look a lot more natural to me anyway. Oh, sorry, no, in the X-Plane menu, I think under Developer tab, right, okay. I'll have a look at that another time, but thank you for that, I'll have a look at that. Have you used the TBM Hot Start with Air Hauler 2? I've just bought the TBM, well, obviously not in real life, because I've had it for years, but in Air Hauler 2, I've just bought it, and basically, I'm going to do a type rating in it, and that will be featured in Air Hauler 2 next. That's going to be my next video. There's just so many videos that I want to make, and I just don't have enough time. It's just crazy. I've got a few of the Super Carrier module in DCS as well, but I just haven't had a time to upload them all. This is looking really good. Yeah, sorry. About the thanks, Philip, but or Philippe. Or how we pronounce your name, sorry. I don't want to mess around with anything that I'm not sure of when I'm live streaming in case I mess something up, so I will try that and let you know, and I'll probably put it in a video. Cheers, Steve. Tease up sausage, egg and chips. Oh, that sounds nice, Colin. Have a good time. Thank you for coming along for this live stream. I've got to say, that's made me very hungry. I have done this at tea time, which isn't the best planning, to be fair, is it? But we'll crack on anyway, regardless. Just looking at all these clouds here, very nice. How long have I been going for? I didn't really mean to go on for too long. I've been an hour already. Okay, I might just wrap this up soon. See where we're closest to. and do a landing. Get Abu Tab up. That's the only thing with VR, you have about a million different windows. Oh, our frame rate's quite low at the moment. It was at 40 frames per second when we started. I guess though we've got a lot of very thick cloud layer here, but it doesn't feel. It feels fine in the reverb actually, it doesn't feel too bad at all. That's an idea. We could go to Carlisle. Tell you what, let's land at Carlisle instead. And I think I remember the code. I think it's EGNC, if I remember. Yep, that's it. There we go. That's it. So yeah, sorry guys, I didn't realise it's been so long already. Time absolutely flies in VR. But I think as a first impressions, for me personally, everything's running really well. I've had no crashes, no slowdowns. I think overall the clouds look really, really nice. I mean, look at that. That looks spectacular. But what we'll do is, just to finish off, just change the weather one more time. Bit of a stutter there again, and make things a bit nicer. Scattered cumulus. Maybe have a bit of a cirrus layer actually. Oh, put that up first and add another cloud layer. Scattered cumulus, some cirrus up there. That will do nicely, I think. Ooh, very nice. Oh, that looks really nice. Totally worth the $10, guys, to upgrade. To have this sort of weather enhancer now in Vulkan, I think it's definitely worth $10. If you've never tried ultra weather before, I think it's still definitely worth the trouble. I'm having all kinds of issues. I'm sorry to hear that. What sort of issues are you having? David, I will miss IF Cosford this year. Do you regularly attend? Yes, I do, David. I go every year, so I'm gutted, but I understand the reasons why they have cancelled the air show. In fact, the Typhoon display has now been cancelled as well. It's a pretty depressing affair, and I'm actually gutted because I didn't go to many air shows last year, which I was really hoping to go to Fairford Air Show, and yeah, they've all been cancelled. So yeah, I totally understand your pain there. Okay, so would you say it's a big improvement compared to 2.5, which I was happy with? Well, to be honest, Terry, it's one of those situations where I really liked 2.5, but it doesn't really work properly in Vulkan, and I'm not sure whether I doubt that's going to be updated for Vulkan now. So really your only option, if you want to keep using ultra weather, sorry, not ultimate weather, is to upgrade. And to be honest, I mean, look at this, guys. I think that looks really nice. I think that's quite convincing. And no doubt we're going to get plenty of updates over the next few weeks and goodness knows how long. I think the cloud textures overall, they do look better. Definitely. I really like how the interface is VR ready as well. That's a big plus in my opinion. Obviously being a VR crazy geek who just can't get enough of VR, you know, everything has to be VR compatible, to be honest. It's very important. I personally think VR is the only way to go for flying. Right, anyway, let's get landed so we can all have some tea. Does that sound good? And actually, I'll just take the lights down because I did say I was going to do that. I know we didn't get to Edinburgh, but the stream is already getting really long as it is. So we'll just dim the lights down again. Oh wow, look at that, guys. That is very, very nice indeed. Yeah, the atmospheric effects are definitely better. We won't go full on dark because otherwise I know it doesn't really come across very well on YouTube. So you can see there the lights from quite far in the distance as well. A little bit of a flickering from some of these clouds, but nothing too untoward really. That's looking really good. So basically, I think as my conclusion for this, is it worth it? Well, for $10, absolutely yes. I mean, it really is a fantastic program. I could never not fly without this, to be honest. And even with its little bugs here and there, and we've got a bit of cloud flickering going on here, but it's nothing too bad. Stuff that will be sorted out. I think some people get a bit too carried away with some of these issues, and I think the overall effect is very, very nice. It's definitely a substantial improvement from 2.5. So that's kind of my conclusion, guys, really, to be honest. Yep, $10. Only if you are a previous Ultra Weather XP user, though. It's $10 to upgrade, which I think is very reasonable, to be honest. Right, where's the airport? I have no idea. Where is it? We're only a minute away. So I think really I need to get Beta 10 downloaded and check that out. There's so many things I need to do. Not enough time. That looks really nice. I think the lighting has definitely been improved. The atmospheric effects. And the fact that they all work in VR. I just think that really is the big deal. Because there's not many developers out there for weather enhancer programs that support VR. And this is working out of the box. I just can't find the airport. I don't know where it is. There it is, it's right in front of us. Right, okay, we can make a landing, we can do this. Here we go. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for watching this sort of warts and all live stream. It's just literally my first impressions of using the Ultra Weather XP 2.6 upgrade. I think it's definitely a winner. I really like it. I think it's going to really enhance your flights, because every time you fly it's going to look different. The atmospheric effect is going to be very sort of the variety that you're going to have, especially if you click the randomized sky colours and things. It's going to be different every flight. I just love that. We're coming in so high here, but we've got plenty of runway here. In terms of performance, I think it's absolutely fine. In fact, if anything, I think it's better performance than the default Minecraft style clouds. That's what I like to call them in X-Plane. I think they look awful and they desperately need to be updated. That's a bit of a bouncy landing, but we've made it. And that completes our little flight today. So thank you for watching. I'm just going to taxi back somewhere. Wow, look at that. It's a KC-10, is it? So what do you think, guys? Do you think it's worth it? I think it looks good. This looks great. You mentioned $10, but isn't it $35 or more? Link I've looked at only take. Right, well, it depends, Mike. Do you own Ultra Weather XP? Do you own prior versions of it? If you do, go to their website and you can get the upgrade for $10. If you are new to this weather enhancer program, then it is the full whack, $35. But honestly, I never fly without this. I think it's one of them things that once you fly with these new clouds, and atmospheric effects, when you go back to default X-Plane, you're just like, oh my god, how have I survived this long using the default clouds? Now a lot of people think that this is also a weather generator, which it just basically makes everything look prettier and more convincing. I don't know where I'm going here, guys, but never mind, I'll just park here. This will do. You know, it's like kind of Rex for FSX, you know, it just enhances the eye candy. Wow, look at that. Tell you what we'll do, let's just shoot up to about 1 million feet. So doing this in VR always feels funny. And we'll have a quick look at what things look like from really high up before we call it a day. Right up into the atmosphere. Wow. That'll do. We'll just mess around with the sky colours here. Sorry, the time of day. Oh wow, that is gorgeous. Look at that. Well, to me, guys, in VR, even though I am now suspended about 20,000 feet up, which feels a bit weird, is spectacular. This is as good as it gets right now. If you are fed up with the default clouds in X-Plane and you use VR, this is the only thing we have. And you know what? It works. It's nice. I think it looks really good. And on that note, guys, I probably should leave you alone so you can get your tea if you are from the UK, and if you're from anywhere else, thank you so much for joining in. I really do appreciate it. Off to buy it, looks like an improvement over Sky Max Pro. Yeah, I think so, Neil, personally. Thanks, I don't own it yet, but waiting for Vulkan VR compatible version, so I'll definitely grab it now, it's been updated. Thanks for the live stream, thanks guys, thanks so much. Thanks Steve, happy flying, land safe. Really do appreciate it, and I will be back very soon with some very exciting new add-ons for X-Plane and beyond. So yeah, see you guys soon, bye bye for now.